Good morning, everybody. I'm in Udaipur Airport about to board my flight. And today I would like to speak about museums because, of course, I am building a museum of Indian history, of true Indian history, of history as it happened, not as it has been written in books, history books, both Indian and Western, both by Britishers and also by modern Indian historians who just borrowed from the Britishers and have a Marxist bent of mind. Now, museums in India, most of them, whether the big museums in Delhi or the museums in Pune, they all Nehruvian in spirit. They are all Nehruvian in spirit. That means that they want to give place to everybody, which is good, but they all are erasing Hindu history, Hindu heroes, Hindu heroines, and they're glorifying the Mughals, people who have committed so many atrocities upon the Hindu, people who were invaders, people who were foreigners. Both Maharana Pratap and Shivaji Maharaj never said, they are Muslims. They said they're invaders, they're foreigners. This is why we're fighting against them. Now, the funny thing is that recently we had a meeting in Bombay with the Chief Minister's office. I met with my wife, the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Mr. Fadvanis. Today is his birthday, I think, a very good man. And he was so impressed about the museum that he gave 2 crores for the future museum, for the museum that we want to build, a permanent museum, which will be, on par with any Western museum, a thing of beauty and technology. He gave 2 crores 7 months ago in January. Now, his people, his bureaucrats, have sat on the money. And when we met with them after 7 months, there was particularly one guy from the Archaeological Survey of India. He's the guy who was in charge in Maharashtra for this ASI. And he was the one who was objecting most to my museum, saying, look at the Kelka Museum. Now, the Kelka Museum in Pune may be a rich museum. It may have a lot of artifacts. First, there is not a single exhibit on Shivaji Maharaj. Not one single exhibit in the biggest Pune museum. Not a single exhibit on Shivaji Maharaj, because it's a political thing. It's complicated. The Congress and the NCP have propped up Dalits who are followers of Shivaji Maharaj also against Brahmins. So then Shivaji Maharaj become, it's a very touchy subject in Maharashtra and in Pune. Once I put a statue of Shivaji Maharaj outside on the road, outside my museum, within the precincts of the museum, but it was removed by the police. So it's a very touchy subject. So the Kalka Museum doesn't have a single exhibit on Shivaji Maharaj, the hero of Pune, who was born in Pune. Pune was his city. And then it has so many exhibits, it's hodgepodge, anything, the Mughals, the Mughals, the Marathis, it's completely hodgepodge. So, secular museum. So this guy, I forgot his name, who was objecting to the money that his chief minister gave, said, oh, but look at Kelka Museum. And I was very surprised that this man who comes from the Archaeological Survey of India, they have been sitting for 70 years on evidence that most big mosques in India are built on Hindu temples or Jain temples. They're sitting on that evidence. It is true for Ayodhya, but it's true for Mathura, it's true for Benares, it's true for everywhere. So some of the most corrupt, mentally corrupt people in India are the Archaeological Survey of India. And this guy was objecting to our museum, which is trying to portray Indian history as it happened. Journalism is about truthfulness. I'm a journalist and I believe in truth. As much as we can, you stick to truth. So Indian history, we need to stick to truth. That's for today. Namaste.